Hello, welcome back to lesson 5.2, the second part. Sorry about that, I was kind of interrupted, so I had to make two parts for this video. We are back at 33, reminding you that we're taking angles in radian form and we're turning them into the measurements of sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. And as long as we know the base angle, the reference angle of sine and cosine, we can find all of the other ones using our references. Okay, I'm going to go back and remind us how to do that for this one. So number 33 is asking us to find the values for all 6 of these trigonometric functions for this angle 13 pi over 6. So the reference angle is pi over 6. Okay, so 13 pi over 6 means that we're 2 pi's would be 12 pi over 6, so plus 1. So we're essentially went around the circle and then we're back at 1 of the pi over 6. Okay, so we went that way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. Okay, so we're at pi over 6. So pi over 6 is our reference angle. It's in the first quadrant. So here, sine and cosine are both positive. Okay, and pi over 6, sine is 1/2 and cosine is square root of 3 over 2. So cosine is square root of 3 over 2 and sine is 1/2 is what we know. Okay, so sine of t is 1/2 and that means cosecant is the reciprocal. So cosecant is 2 or 2 over 1. Cosine is of t is square root of 3 over 2. And so that means that secant of t is the reciprocal. So that's 2 over the square root of 3. But when we rationalize that, meaning we don't want a square root in the bottom, we're going to multiply by the square root of 3 over 3. And so this becomes 2 the square root of 3 over 3 because of the square root of 9 is 3. The tangent, sorry. So the tangent is sine over cosine, which is 1/2 times 2 over the square root of 3. And so this is 1 over the square root of 3, but we want to rationalize that. So that's always the square root of 3 over 3. Okay. And then cotangent is the reciprocal. So we can just do the reciprocal of this one, which is the square root of 3. Okay. And I encourage you to make some kind of a table, or you can print out. I will put a link for a unit circle that you could print out and draw for yourself. I'll put that link in Canvas. But I kind of like the table because then I can just mark all my reference angles and then just fill them in as we go on things that we know. That's 33. So let's look at number 37. So 37, they're asking us to find all of the trigonometric functions of a negative 10 pi over 3. So our reference angle is pi over 3 and a negative 10 pi over 3. So we know where it's at. A negative 10 pi over 3 is, so 2 pi would be the same as 6 pi over 3. That's 2 pi. And then we have 4 more. So that would be 3 pi over pi plus pi over, 3 pi over 3 plus pi over 3. So that gives us 6 plus 3 plus 1 is the 10 pi. And we're going in the negative direction. So we went 2 pi. So we went all the way around. And then we went another pi and then a pi over 3. Okay, so we're in the second quadrant at pi over 3. And pi over 3, you can see from your book and from my table here that sine is square root of 3 over 2 there, and cosine is 1/2. And cosine and sine, cosine is a negative and sine is positive in this quadrant. So cosine is the negative 1/2 and sine is a positive square root of 3 over 2. And tangent is going to be